Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this there, everybody. Welcome back to another Conceptis Puzzle session. I'm your host, Strange Jim. And today, well, seeing that I missed out yesterday, we've only been able to complete the two puzzles here, the Pic-a-Pix and Cross-a-Pix, so whether or not I'm going to be able to finish off the rest of these and within 1 hour is questionable, but I mean, we'll do what we can. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with battleships first. Apparently it's an easy puzzle. So let me go ahead and get that shown. There we go. Okay, so we got this, which means we have that, which is perfectly fine. There's the 3. And we got 1 is done there. Got 1 more there, which means the rest of this is done. Okay. So far, pretty good. Now, obviously we have, 4 on the, 4 battleship here. We can't put it up there. Can't put it here for this 4. So the only spot that I can put it is right here. So I'll go ahead and take care of this real quick. 1s are taken care of, so there's that. And we can take care of that, which leaves the 4 here with this. There we go. We only have the 1 there, so there's that. We got the 1 here, so we can clear out the rest of that. Okay, we have the 2s only left there, which means that's blocked off. Okay. Now we have a 3 here, which means this is all that's left for the 3, so we can take care of that. 2's done. This 2 needs that one, which we need to close that off because we only have singles here. We got this one here, which blocks that one, and there we go. All done. Done in 2 minutes. Awesome. It was indeed easy. At first, I was a little concerned about the overall size of it, but I don't think I ever caught you during your chatting session or your stream. How long does that normally last, or does it just mean chatting during the games? It's kind of both in a way there, Jake. I don't normally go into like, a full chatting session unless there's something that I kind of really want to talk about. Like for example, that whole Minecraft trailer session. Um, I guess I kind of wanted to um, talk more about that, as a chatting session. Um, but I wanted to actually, have a proper title for it too. So that's all. Um, although the live version obviously isn't gonna, you know, uh, have anything to do with the like the if I go back to the live version, I don't think it's gonna keep that particular part of it. Um, like if I start up the live version again tomorrow, for example, I don't think it's gonna be showing the fact that I had that original title at the very beginning, and no one's gonna necessarily show the transition from it to what I have right now. So that's the one problem that I have with the streaming service for YouTube. It doesn't necessarily handle chapters very well in for YouTube. So, or at least not as well as what they do on Twitch, I should say. Twitch is actually pretty good when it comes to that so far. I would hope that one day YouTube would get there, but I mean, they've been very, very slow on it. So, okay. Let's go ahead and get some Hitori going here. There we go. So those are out. Those are out. Um, hmm. Let's see. Well, we got this one and this one perfectly fine. That's possible. That's possible, which means those are out. We have that one. So this one's good. That one's good. Um, there might come a point where I do a just chatting section. Um, because in the past I had a lot of videos that have kind of been backlogged. Like, I'd never uploaded them into playlists, and I've been kind of slacking off on that lately myself. Um, so I may want to try to do a just chatting and kind of handle that like I did in the past. So, but we'll see. Um, okay, we got that one right there. Okay, looks like we are pretty much good with all the ones that are kind of like in the center of everything. So let's go ahead and start like canceling some of the values out. So there's that. Oh, we got that one too. Um, nothing much there. Nothing much there. We're good there. Good there. We're good there. Fine there. 4. Um, 1, 5. And there's a 6. Um, just realized you were nearing 300 subscribers. Yeah, I've been seeing that, you know. Um, yeah, well, I mean, you have to understand that for the longest time I was streaming on Twitch and I was just uploading my VODs onto YouTube. And when you're uploading 4-hour VODs, you know, or as long as 8-hour VODs in some cases, right? 4 to 8 hour VODs onto YouTube, those weren't really getting um, recommended by YouTube because obviously short form was the big thing. Um, and not a lot of people want to subscribe to a channel that is just a VOD channel. And I don't have any kind of editing to it or anything along those lines. So there was not a lot of incentive, I guess you might say, to subscribe, to my channel when I was just on Twitch and just uploading my VODs to YouTube. So, um, but as soon as I started, streaming on YouTube, um, had a lot more people that were willing to subscribe. Probably just because um, of the fact that I was, streaming on YouTube, not so much the VODs. So I don't think I'm, you know, getting a lot of views on just VODs alone. So, but that's okay. I mean, like I said, the fact that um, like I have a hard time trying to keep up with anybody that was doing like, if I was to try to watch someone that was doing a VOD every single day for 4 hours, yeah, I'd have a little bit of a hard time trying to keep up with watching their content as well. I'm not gonna lie. Especially if I have like, work or school or anything along those lines that, that I also have to take care of. If you're like, if you have like, any form of responsibility that you need to take care of, then obviously, um, trying to watch my VODs is not necessarily easy if at all possible. So I get it. I'm not stupid enough to think, oh my God, why aren't people subscribing to my channel? No, I'm very much aware that my VODs being 4 hours long is not exactly a highlight. So, but you know, it's there for anybody that wants to watch any kind of game that I play because I don't cut anything out. So, or at least I try not to. So, like there might be like 1 or 2 videos that like I ran out of hard drive space, they cut off or the OBS shut it down and I wasn't aware of it at the time until like much later when I was like going, "Oh wait, my my recording stopped. Why?" kind of thing. So, then I try to like, move videos around and get some um, trying to make space to continue the recording, but by that point it was like going, okay, well, I might have already bypassed some portion of the gameplay and stuff like that. I've had that happen before, so. Yep, okay. Close that off. 6, 1, 8. Close those. 1, close that, which means those are good, and that one's good. All right, there we go. Ideally, I would love to be able to try to hire someone to take all of my VODs that are out there and try. I know that's probably a very major task to try to do that, right? But maybe try to take my VODs and turn them into short form content. Now some of it is going to be fairly easy because, like for example, my World of Warships. All they need to do is just kind of go in there and cut each match into their own separate video, right? Um, and that should be fairly easy to do for an editor, right? Um, should be easy for me to do, but I'm terrible at it, so I don't. I hate editing, so I just yeah. I know it's a major part of the YouTube being a YouTube content creator. I don't know. I just can't get myself motivated to do any of the editing. It's just um, I don't have any kind of drive to do that at all, and it says a lot about those that are actively, working on YouTube to constantly edit their videos, make scripts, and so on and so forth um, you know, to make the videos that they want to make, right? Like, they would take their gameplay that they do, cut it down into small little portions, and then they might like take a microphone and talk about, I did this, blah blah blah, or something along those lines, right? Or depends on the creator, right? Everybody has their own way of kind of going about trying to make their long form content, their gameplay content into short form. So, um, how long a video would you consider short form? Well, I would say probably about 15 minutes. 15 minutes would probably be a good, um, like, I would say probably, 15 to 30 minutes would probably be a good window of, short form content, because it's not too long, but it's not, you know, or it's not like, super long, but it's not necessarily super short either. It's still enough there that, they might get a laugh, they might get, some form of entertainment from it, right? Um, so that's all. Oh yeah, yeah. YouTube Shorts are not what I'm referring to along those lines. Um, I'm just talking about how um my 4-hour VODs are way too long. I'm very much aware of that. Okay. Um, if I had if I had a tool that I could just basically say, okay, change my 4-hour VOD into a 15-minute content video, then I would love that, right? But I don't have that, obviously. Now, obviously, some people are maybe trying to create some form of AI concept of trying to do that for people, but I don't know how well that will really respond. So, um, I'd rather have someone that I can pay to look at my VODs and create something, that's 15 to 30 minutes. But I can't do that right now. I have no income. So I can't pay an editor at this time. So um, you know, an editor would literally have to try to work on my YouTube channel for free and the danger of that is that um, they may never get any kind of income from my channel, because the sheer, um, the uh, in order to start earning money um, on YouTube is to, I think it's 1,000. Yeah, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the last 365 days. Now, right now, obviously, we're getting closer to the 300, right? So that's great. Um, but, I have to have that 4,000 hours watched. That's probably um, the most um, problematic out of it all. So that's all. So okay. Okay. Let's move on to Kakuduku here. Another easy puzzle. There we go. Alrighty, we got a 1 there. Awesome. Oh wait, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 3, so we have to have 4 there. Okay, we got 1, 5 here. We got 2 and 4 here. So we got 3 here. And so we got 1 there. We got 3, 4, 5 here. So that means 2 is here. And 1's there. Okay, so that 2's gone. We have a 5 here and 1 there. Awesome. So there's the 3. And that means we have a 4 here. And there's our 2. Which means that's a 5, that's a 2, that's a 4, and that's a 2. So that knocks out that 4. This knocks out the 5. And that's about as much as we can do right there. We have a 3 here and a 5 there, which means here's that 4. Here's a 3, and then we got a 5 right there. Awesome. We got a 4 here and a 2 there, because we can't be the 1 because of this. So, and then we got our 1, we got our 3, and we got our 5. Awesome. All done. At one point in time, I did ask like one of my friends who did his own kind of stint on YouTube, whether or not he would be willing to try to edit my videos down into something. But I mean, he has his own life. He has his other things that he has to kind of tackle and stuff like that. So um, he's never he's never really released any videos. Um, or he hasn't like taken a VOD, edited it down into something easier to digest and released it back onto my YouTube channel. But it is what it is. It's okay. I'm not, you know, um, let's face it, okay? At the end of the day, the responsibility of getting short forms really kind of just falls on me, right? You know, trying to get like 15-minute videos. Okay. If I want this channel to really kind of take off with its content and stuff like that, with, people wanting to watch me play video games, then I would have to do a lot more than what I'm doing right now. Okay. But that's the thing. That's the kind of the crux of it. Um, I never really considered myself as a major entertainer. Okay. I was never the life of the party kind of guy. Um, uh, I mean, just the fact that, I remember one time I invited classmates of mine that, I joined, we did like study sessions in this one class over and over and over again, right? So I thought, hey, these guys are really good classmates, good friends, this is awesome. And I said, hey guys, there's a great park, in my hometown. After we get done with finals, why don't we just go to that park, you know, bring some hamburgers, bring some chips, bring some drinks, and we'll just have ourselves a little bit of a picnic there, and we have a grand old time, right? And this was like during the spring, so weather was perfect, weather was gorgeous, right? Um, so I go there and I'm like going, okay, I should probably bring, you know, enough for myself, enough drink, enough chips, enough, food, you know, like burgers and stuff like that to um that, would feed me and, maybe a couple others, right? Nothing overly exaggerant and stuff like that. And not a single person showed up. So, you know, and I thought I had gotten some confirmations from people that they were going to go ahead and show up, but no one did. So I actually had to call my friends from outside of college to come and help me out because I had, food that was unfrozen and needed to be consumed. So I was like, hey guys, I have some hamburgers, you know, can you come on out and, you know, join me for some burgers free from me? So, so I never really considered myself someone that was like super social or anything along those lines. So, yeah, indeed, there, Jake. Oof. No worries, there, Jake. See you in a little bit. Enjoy your food. So, oh wait, let's not show that one just yet. We're gonna bring open the skyscrapers, and now we can show it, or we can try to show it. It's not wanting to show it. Damn it. Okay. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Now we have 4, which is, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because we have our 2 here, that means we have 1, 3, 4, and 5 there. So that's pretty easy. We have to have a 4 here, which means we need a 1 here and a 3 there. Let's see. Let's see. We have 1 and 2. Okay, 5 has to be there. Yes, we have 1 and 2 here. can't be a 5 there, so we have to have a 2 here because 1, 3, 4, and 5 are already done. So 2's there, 4 is here. So 1, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 2 here and 3 there. So here's 1, here's 2, and then we have 5 here and 1 there. Awesome. That one's done. Okay, let's see. Next one, Slitherlink. Let's see. How difficult will it be? Medium? Ooh, probably not. Let's hold off on that one for right now. Let's look at the other puzzles. So let's look at Tic-Tac-Logic. You know, we may take on Slitherlink as the last one for today. Okay, we got easy. Sounds good. And let's see, Tic-Tac-Logic. There we go. All right, there's that. There's that. And then we go there. Okay, we're all done with that one. So we're all good there. Okay. Then we will look at the Hashi puzzle here. Another medium. Okay, well, we got 30 more minutes left. This might actually take the entire 30 minutes, if not more, so so let's work on the Hashi. Go and make that visible. There we go. All right. 8 automatically has doubles all around it, so there we go. 2 will have one going down there. Let's see. You got 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. There's that. Need 1 there, which means there's a double. Well, this one has to have that, so. Need that one there, which means this 2 is there. And there's that. Okay. Okay, need that one there. Trying to look at this and going, okay, well, where can I take this? What are the good connectors here? Well, obviously, this would be asinine. um, because that would, you know, split the entire field, and it's like, okay, well, um, how would everything else kind of work out with that, being the way it is? So, I mean, I guess I could have it like that, but it's, you know, like the only connector between the two sides would be this one here. Or actually, no, not necessarily. I mean, could still have the connector between the two sides here as well, but still. Um, hmm. Okay, I know this 4 can't be like that. So there has to be at least one there. Um, so, I mean, they both could be right there, but at least one. So, question is whether or not this is double or not. Don't really know. Um, but needless to say, we can't have 3 there and that there. So, there has to be at least one here. Okay. Um, let's see, what else shall we look at? Hmm. Okay, if I did that, that would mean this 3 would have to go there. That wouldn't work, right? So, this 2 either has to go here or has to go there. So, this is out. That's not possible. So, if we do that, then this 3 would be completed and this 2 would have to go out there. So here, let me do it this way. If I did the 2 there, right? Then I would have to have the 3 here and the 3 would have to complete that, right? Because there's no other options for this 3. So we look at this 3 here and suddenly we have that. Again, another one of those parts where it's like, do I really want that? And then, you'd have to have something like that, right? So that's where it's like, maybe not. Hmm. So if this is out, then we'd have to have something like that, right? Which would mean that we need to do something like that. Okay. So we have the 3's there. Okay, we can have one there, but can't have both, so need to have one at least right there. Hmm. Okay, I'm seriously thinking about like doing an interconnections on here, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the right kind of path for me to take right at this point. I could do that and that, but I don't really know if that's correct or not. You know, I could still have that there. Hmm. Okay, well, I need to have one there at least. Because I can't have double there. So, hmm. Okay, I can't do this because that would block off everything here. So I'd have to do this. So there's that. Which means I have to do at least one there. I need to put one there. Because I can't put two here, so I'm really thinking that we have that line there. Yeah. The whole, you know, the whole line across the map there's typically not really uh, doesn't necessarily work very often. So if that's the case, we can close that off, close that off, close that off, that one, and there we go. Let's see. Okay, that two's done. Three. Okay. Got a little bit of a cascade effect. That was awesome. Need one there. Need one there. Two's going that way. Two's going there. Hey there, Matthew. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. How's your day been? This is a puzzle from Conceptis Puzzles called Hashi. I found it one day when, you know, uh, my, I got pretty big into, or, I wanted to, uh, I got really into like Sudoku way back in the day when there was a big old surge of Sudoku puzzles. Um, and one day, my college was like on, hey, we know you like Sudoku, but here's Hashi. I'm like on, oh, okay, never seen this puzzle before. How do you do it? Oh, okay, this is interesting. Is there, I'd like to see more of it, but obviously I wasn't really finding too many, um, not, it's one of those, um, it was definitely one of those puzzles where it's like you don't really, it was not very well known, obviously. Um, so I tried to see if I could find something that might have like a mobile app or, something I could find online. And well, I found a site called Conceptis Puzzles that had Hashi on it. And, it also has Sudokus and as well as others, but I was like, okay, this is interesting. So, um, kind of looks similar to some of the diagrams from my Python course where they were talking about layered graphs. Indeed. So, um, it's definitely a very interesting puzzle. No doubt about that. So, okay, so can't do the three there, or I can do one, but then I to be honest, I don't know if. Well, okay, I can't do two here and two there, okay, because that would lead to a closed circuit, and I can't really do anything like that, right? So I know I need one there, which means I need to have one there and one there, but that's about as much as I could do. So, well, this four needs to have that connected. So here's the two connected there, and there's the two connected there. So there's that. Okay, so three's done there. Hmm. The two has to connect there, three's there, and there we go. All done. Awesome. Okay, we got 15 more minutes. We were able to finish that one off fairly well. I was a little afraid of it being a medium-sized medium difficulty puzzle, so was afraid that that might have taken a little bit extra time to tackle. So your leg sleeve came in today. Nice. Awesome to hear there, Kirito. So, we are going to go ahead and tackle the last puzzle for today. We'll see if we can get it done within the next 15 minutes or so, which is the Slitherlink puzzle, medium difficulty. So let's go ahead and look at it, shall we? All right, let's go ahead and get a larger view for you all about the puzzle. There we go. Okay, so let's see, what can we do here? So obviously we have our three here, and then of course connector lines. We have our three here. Close off everything here as well as our connector lines there. We have two left there, so that's awesome. We have two left here, so there we go. We know we have lines here because of the connecting threes, so we know we need to have two lines there and two lines there for these threes that are kind of facing off against each other. And it's the same kind of thing over here with these threes, so but this one's a little unique because you have, the three facing that one, three facing that one, so this three has to, you know, look in that direction, in general direction. Otherwise, it wouldn't really work out very well. So, um, I'm doing a store. But ooh, that is an interesting thought line there, Kirito. Ooh. Well, here's the thing. Jango Fett, is a Mandalorian, right? Um, like pretty much, um, like I don't know like all of his backstory, history, and stuff like that. But from what I know, Jango Fett has all, Jango um, was a Mandalorian through and through. Whether or not you follow along with the recent Disney series about Boba Fett and whether or not like Boba Fett is a legit Mandalorian or not, don't really know. Did Jango Fett kind of um, you know uh, did he mess up his or was he going against the code of Mandalorians? I don't really know. I'm not that well versed in that. Um, but they were typically regarded as like one of the best warrior races in the galaxy. Okay. Um, so um, like think of it this way. Okay. If you took clone troopers, which immediately were had their DNA taken from a Mandalorian. But if you were to take, clone troopers and put them up against a legit Mandalorian army, typically Mandalorian army would probably wipe the walls with the clone troopers. Okay, probably, most likely. I'm again, it's speculation on my part, but I'm pretty sure like the consensus of the majority of like the Star Wars lore and whatnot. I mean, a lot of it might be based off of legend as well, so you'll have to kind of take that with a grain of salt. Um, but from what I understand, the Mandalorians would probably have like absolutely destroyed like any kind of clone troopers, right? But they still had a sense of purpose, a sense of honor to them. So, um, like think of it this way. Um, I never watched the movie myself, but I think it was like Predator, or it was like Predator New York or something like that. I don't know. I forget the exact name. I think it was Predator like 2, um, where the predator that was hunting on Earth, um, it was eventually killed off. From what I understand, again, I haven't watched the movie, so I don't really know. Okay, but when it was killed off, other predators came on down, and from what I understand, gave the the person that killed off the predator like a trophy or something like that. Like they kind of honored that particular person that killed off predator, you know, with a form of trophy. Again, I don't really know. Like I said, I haven't watched the movie. Okay, but those predators never hunted those humans or anything like that. They kind of saw that particular human, I guess, as another predator kind of thing. They basically said, that this guy, he bested one of us. We should honor him because he did Um, he met us in combat and he won. You know, um, so so I would kind of imagine the um, Mandalorians to be somewhat similar to that. So in the sense that they would be very honorable about it. So if you were to suddenly say like, oh, this person gets brought back to life, like Jango Fett gets brought back to life, um, it might be really difficult for you. You'd have to really look up Mandalorian lore, which I'm not very well versed with, because um, would would they appreciate being brought back to life so that they can continue their warrior ways? Or are they kind of doing it, or are they kind of doing their warrior ways in such a way where it's like they want to get into some form of heaven for them, much like Valhalla, where the best way to get there is to be a noble warrior that will fight to the death. And if they fight to the death, then they deserve their right in the halls of Valhalla, or something like that, right? Or I'm just taking that as a potential example and stuff like that, right? So, um, that's where you'd really need to kind of dive deep into Mandalorian lore, and that's something that I can't provide. I don't know enough about Mandalorian lore to really give you a good understanding there, or give you any kind of help along those lines to provide you with enough information about that. So, um, so yeah, you'd have to kind of look up more about Mandalorians and how they perceive death. You know, if they perceive death as something where it's like, hey, it's something that I want to obtain, like I want to have death, and I have to die with a gun in my hand, kind of a thing, or die in honorable combat or something like that, and suddenly I'm to get into like a form of Valhalla, or something along those lines, then um, what happens when you basically deny a person that? You see what I'm saying? If you're basically saying, um, hey pal, you know, that Valhalla trip that you were trying to go for is no longer available to you right at this moment in time. I'm going to rip you away from Valhalla. How do you think a warrior would really respond to something along those lines? Right? They'd probably look at you with murderous intent because you basically denied them heaven. Okay. Um, I think one of the now um, there was an old show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Never watched all of it or anything like that. I caught it like an episode or two here and there, right? Um, it was kind of like meh, in my opinion, kind of cheesy at times. So, or more most of the time. Um, but there was one particular episode that got a lot of rave reviews at one point. Okay, and I was like, on, this is interesting. And it was talking about how their Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show has musical. I'm like, wait, what? So, you know, or I hear about the musical coming up for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm like, okay, well, I don't really know much about the show, but I watch it, right? Absolutely hilarious. I um, what they did with that particular episode was, pretty hilarious in my opinion. So I had a good laugh on that particular episode. But there's one part of it where um, apparently like a couple episodes before or something like that. Um, like I don't know, but apparently Buffy died a couple, you know, like a couple episodes prior to that musical, right? And she was later brought back again a couple episodes prior to the musical, right? Um, and a lot of people were like on, why is she so sad? Why is she mopey? Blah blah blah. She's not her normal self. What's going on with her? Blah blah blah. Right? And she, in the musical, she basically explained that they ripped her from heaven. She was really really happy. Apparently, you know, because she was in heaven, and they ripped her away from it and basically put her, once again, back on hell on earth. So, so think of it that way. You know, would you know if Django's belief system, considers, like having a warrior's death and living his afterlife in a Valhalla heaven-like state because he died a an honorable death. How do you think he would feel if he suddenly got ripped away from that? Probably not very good, right? Just as a potential prospect, right? Or the other side of it. Um, well, I mean, I guess there's two other things that you can consider. One, maybe think of it along the lines of like a Christian value system where um, all the Mandalorians in their warrior ways are kind of looked down upon, like they are committing murder, right? So maybe, because he was committing all this murder throughout his lifetime, all the bounty hunting and stuff like that, he was sent down into hell and tortured and mutilated and burned to death or blah blah blah, right? You know all the nasty things that you can never think about in hell is happening to him, right? If he suddenly got brought back to life, then great. He might come right back up and say, "Thank you for saving me. Now I need to go and atone for my sins." Right? You could do it that way. Um, or maybe you take it from the aspect of there's no afterlife whatsoever. You know, like you can look at it from like maybe an atheist point of view. Like you're dead, you're dead. There's nothing else afterwards. Blah blah blah. You know, you're there's nothing there, right? There's no afterlife or anything along those lines. So therefore, he goes into darkness and nothing happens, right? No afterlife, no hell, no heaven, nothing. In that particular context, he might come back and go, "Thank you. I've seen nothing afterwards. Let me live the life that I want to live from here on out." Or, maybe, you know, um, maybe his belief systems get shaken to the core or something like that. Who knows? I mean, you could take that a lot. I mean, when you're talking about death and what happens to a person and stuff like that, you can take that a lot of different ways. Okay. Um, you can do what some shows and movies have done, which have been like, hey, they've gone back and they've gone into hell because they were a really bad person, and when they were brought back to life, they brought something with them, a demon into the world, and now their body is taken over by some said demon, and they're absolutely destroying everything on the face of the planet because they're a demon now. You know, I don't know. You're gonna have to kind of look up Mandalorian lore and stuff like that, and see how they would view the afterlife. First off, as a Mandalorian, you know, do they think of it much like a Valhalla situation? Do they think of it much like a Christian philosophy? But if you consider like a Christian philosophy, then they'd basically be sinning like all the time because they're a warrior race. So that doesn't necessarily fit with their particular ideology, right? So that seems a bit off. Or maybe they have an atheistic viewpoint. They die, they die. There's nothing happens afterwards. They're living the life that they want to live right then and there. I don't know. So you'll have to kind of um, you have to kind of figure that one out. Um, see what you want to kind of do with that. So yeah, welcome back. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do this. Can't do that. Can't do that. So we have this. Um, let's see. We need that one, those two, which means that's done. Okay. Um, hmm. Okay. Um, so if I was to do something like this would be wrong because this 2 would be completely blocked off like that. So that doesn't work, right? So the X mark can't be here. Okay. Um, if I put the X mark here, then that would mean that I would have to do something like that. Which, if I put a line through here, once again, we're blocked off. Can't do something like that, right? So, so both of those have to be placed. Both of these have to be there. So now, could it be like this, or could it be like this? Don't really know. Don't know yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Well, it's like that. Okay. Okay, we can't do that because we'd have a blocked off line there. So it would have to do that, which we would have to do something like this. So, okay, that's that. We have this, which we have that. Okay. which means that's blocked off, which means we had to do something along those lines. Okay. Hmm. Trying to do mess mode for on a large world on a Switch and super difficult. I can imagine. Hmm. Oh boy, this is a little rough right at the moment. Okay, need to throw those in there. Okay, we're gonna have to do something like this because if we did that, then we'd have to have like a line there which wouldn't really go anywhere, right? We'd have to have like a box which really wouldn't work, right? So we'd have to have something like this, which means we would have to have a connector there. So we have our 3 here. Hmm. Okay, bringing him back from the dead would probably be kind of concerning your how the Jedi Order would feel about Jango Fett being brought back to the dead and brought to the Jedi Temple. I don't know about the Jedi Temple. I don't really see that being a huge problem in their view. Um, I don't think they would really like have like major issues when it comes to visitors to the Jedi Temple. Um, you know, even though Jango Fett would probably be not exactly one of their highest individuals that they would want to have at the Jedi Temple, but uh, I don't think they would. If Jango Fett didn't necessarily have a reputation for being the bounty hunter that he was, or being the Mandalorian that he was, they'd probably be, perfectly fine with him showing up to the Jedi Temple. I don't think there would really be a problem with that, um, but bringing him back to life, uh, um, I don't know how the Jedi would kind of react to that because, um, once again, you'd have to kind of fall back to how George Lucas kind of viewed the Jedi, okay, in the sense that they were, um, you know, in a sense, like, you know, they were kind of meant to be like, like Christian priests, popes in their own right, kind of thing that shouldn't have, shouldn't do any wrong. They're kind of held to a higher standard. They are meant to, um, bring justice and, hold justice and to treasure life to its utmost, right? But you have to also remember what Yoda kind of said about, um, that the Force is not some crude material like, he said that, Luke wasn't, luminous beings are we, not this crude material, right? So trying to bring someone back to life, um, I think would probably go against their overall view of life in general. Like they wouldn't necessarily be outright happy with that, you know. So you might think of it like as, hey, they're kind of they'd probably consider it like kind of like an abomination, much like how um if you think about like Frankenstein's monster kind of a thing, not exactly natural creation. So that's all. All right. Okay, we don't want to do this because once again we would have a infinite circle there, so we have to have something like that. So um and unheard of the parallel between Jedi and Christianity. Well, you have to understand that, George Lucas was very, especially in his later life, when it came to um when he might have had Christian beliefs when he created the first three, um, 4, 5, and 6, but he was, very much into the Christian belief in 1, 2, and 3. So, um, you know, and you could definitely see it in episodes 1, 2, and 3. You know, so I mean, just the similarities between how Anakin was, um, in a sense, uh, uh, you know, deemed to be he will bring balance to the Force, right? And the fact that, Anakin was born without a father. He was born from the Metachlorians. Um, a la Mary and Jesus. So, it's he definitely had a lot of parallels. You know, so um, he never wanted to consider Grey Jedi because he viewed the dark side more along the lines of, you know, he viewed the dark side as kind of like the devil's influence kind of a thing, you know. Um, as in it was kind of, believe me, I got um I got torched one time on a Star Wars forums once where, I my friend had the idea of, oh hey, um, you know, Anakin Skywalker did indeed bring balance to the Force. He eventually made two Jedi and two Sith. Balance, right? Um, but yeah, no. Apparently, that was um, a very that's not a view that George Lucas holds, apparently. Um, so yeah, they tortured me pretty bad. So on that particular Jedi, Star Wars forum for for kind of repeating my friend's balance, and they were like going, no, 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 damn it, this is not the balance that George Lucas is talking about. He's talking about you know, think of the dark side as some kind of, disease or virus affecting the light side, and therefore, um, in order to bring balance to the force, you're purging the dark side from your body. So there can never be a gray Jedi. Blah blah blah. Right? So, that wasn't the balance that he was talking about. Blah blah blah. Right? So it was like, okay, well, I got reamed up one side and down the other. I was like, going, yeah, okay. So, um, so yeah, Gray Jedi was never something that George Lucas ever wanted to consider because um, Jedi were meant to be completely pure, have no dark side in them whatsoever. They're supposed to purge the dark side from their bodies because that's evil. That's the devil. That's a virus inside your body that you must purge from you in order to be, completely light, completely Jedi, that kind of thing. Um, so to consider Luke Skywalker as a great Jedi was basically something that George Lucas never entertained, never wanted to entertain. As he said, Luke Skywalker is a Jedi through and through in six, right? So, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. So, okay, we can't do that. Same with that. Can't do that because of this one right there. Um, so we'd have to have something like this. Oh, really? Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I mean, obviously that's wrong, but we need to have this going. Okay, I gotcha. Silly me. Can't do that one, can't do that one, so that one's in. Hmm. Okay, I have a funny feeling that I'm going to need to... Yeah, I can't do that because then we'd have that one connected there, which means this one was pointing in that direction, which means that this line here would have to go down and connect with that, making a circle, which wouldn't really work. So we need to do something like this. We have that. Uh, oh, it's perfectly fine there, Jake. You know, you're welcome to ask questions like that. I did a long time ago, but I don't play anymore. So I played a little bit back, I played it in high school and a little bit of in community college, but I stopped at that after that and never really went back to it. So, well, I mean, I also played, a bit back in junior high as well, but mm, okay, I want to finish off this puzzle because, you know, I don't, obviously you know, uh, we don't really have tomorrow to kind of finish the puzzle off. So, and I don't necessarily want to leave people left hanging on this particular puzzle. I've already done it for one time. I don't necessarily want to do that again. So, okay, hmm. Okay, if I do that, then obviously it would be terrible because we wouldn't have any kind of outside connectors there. So that won't really work. So we'd have to do something like this, which means we'd have to do something like that. Hmm. Now, question is, do we connect here or do we go down? Hmm. Okay, I can't move this one up like that because otherwise we'd basically create a circle here. So that one's out. Which means I would have to connect there because if I did there, I'd be completely blocked off, right? So we have to have some connected there, which means we'd have to do something like this, which means that goes down. This gets connected. We can't connect there, so this has to go like so. This gets connected there. That goes like so. This gets connected over there, which means we have to connect that. And there's that. Okay, so that's good. That's blocked off. We can't connect there, so that one's connected like so, which means we have to extend downwards like this. There we go. We can't connect there, so we have to connect there, which means we do this. Okay, and we have that, that, and that. There we go. We have this, That's connected. Write that one down. There's that connection. Oops. Okay, we can't connect there, so we have to connect there, which means we need that one there. Do this. Can't connect there, so there's that and there. There we go. All done. Awesome. Okay. And we're all done. So I kind of wanted to get through these last couple puzzles that I like to kind of, to work on. Now, obviously, I'm not doing the Block-a-Pix today, even though it's an easy one, according to them anyway. The Fill-a-Pix, even though that's a medium and would probably take forever. And the Link-a-Pix, which they say is an easy one. So, if you want to try those out, I would say go give them a shot, you know. But that's where we're going to go ahead and call it here. So, and it's already getting kind of late. I think I'll hold off on doing anything concerning the Terraria mod. Studying right at the moment, you know. Um, oh, here. I'm gonna go ahead and close down this recording. Anybody that's watching right at this moment in time, on this video, like, later on, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, would be fantastic. Um, check out the description for multiple links down there if you want to check those out. But that's going to be it for this video, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now.